A candy-colored clown they call the Sandman tiptoes to my room every night just to sprinkle stardust and to whisper, go to sleep, everything is all right. I close my eyes.
Now I'm going to invite Josh Shahuna and ask him about his installation work for Tennozu Art Week. Hello, Josh.
Hello, Serena.
You met Tabaimo when you participated in New Chitose Airport International Animation Festival in 2023. And then she invited you to take part in this exhibition. How did you feel when she asked? And did you know about her work?
I was very pleased and honored to be asked to participate in the installation. And I had actually seen Tabaimo's work at the Hammer Museum in Los Angeles as, many years ago. I just remember the drawing that she did on the wall there. And I didn't realize her full body of work until I was at the festival, where I watched a documentary which was screened about Tabaimo's practice. Yes, I was very excited to see her film and her work, and I felt like there were some interesting connections with my own work and her sort of playful approach to image making. And yes.
Okay, thank you. So I'd like to ask you about your background in animation. What was the reason for you to start making animation?
I started in fine art doing painting and drawing. And for that, I always wanted to make film. But because of the resources I had for school and the university that I attended, I ended up just pursuing fine art and was working towards finding a way back into telling stories through either animation or through film. And so I started actually doing time-lapse photography of my paintings and trying to uncover these stories while I was making the painting and then playing it back as animation.
Yeah, I'm very fascinated by your animation style. So you used to use rotoscope animation and hand-drawn technique in the beginning, and now your style has changed to digital animation, and your illustrations became more detailed and intricate, where there are so many layers and textures, which make your animation world deeper and stronger. How did you establish your animation style?
I think my animation style very much comes from my painting practice, which is I developed as a painter through improvising and somewhat imitating artists who I really admired and wanted to emulate. Um, I I think that as a painter, I wanted to make images that were overwhelming to the viewer and rewarded multiple viewings. And as an animator, I find that I enjoy doing the same thing. I will complete a background, add some animation, and then I will sit with it for a while and then sometimes come back to it like a year later and add new details and continue to layer my animations in order to get this overwhelming and yeah, sort of magical feel to the imagery that I could have never imagined in the beginning. I like to take my time and allow the work to develop itself in a way.
Yeah, I think your previous work, latest work in Dreams, I think each scene's background design was a really well detailed painting, and each scene is like a one piece of art. That's kind of what I felt. So now I'd like to know about your work that you're presenting at this exhibition. What was the theme of your work, and how did you come up with ideas based on Tabaimo's concept for this exhibition?
Well, we started talking about the exhibition many months ago, and we simply established some common subject matter for all the artists to work with. These being flowers, insects, and decaying things in the natural world. And I think also the installation seems to be an extension of each one of the filmmakers' personal films. The other filmmakers invited, Stephen Vuleman and Leah Vidakovic, are artists who I greatly admire. And it seems like we are, in a way, extending the ideas from our films and letting them come into this installation space. And so that was how I approached making the work. I took themes and imagery that I had been working with from my film and continued to embellish it. And these themes are sort of about life cycles within the forest and sort of these mystical forest spirits, which are triggering these growth cycles. I wanted to depict plants and insects in a way that made them feel larger than life. And when projected on the walls, we could create the feeling of being in a forest. Something I love about Tabaimo's installation work is there's a fun play with scale. Oftentimes there will be a person walking through a city as if they were a giant, or a hand will come into a room and grab a chair like a giant hand. And then when the viewer enters into the space, they become part of this play of scale. The person standing within the room next to these projected images kind of complete the work. And I think that's what I was interested in doing with this piece as well, and just creating this large immersive environment. I'm new to installation, so it's a challenge for me to figure out exactly where to take the piece. And when I'm making films, it's a very much improvised approach to filmmaking, so I'm still in the process of discovering how this work will be, but Tabaimo will ultimately organize our works and decide how the final product should look.
Yeah, thank you for your fascinating talk. And thank you for taking your time for this interview, Josh. Do you have any message for people who will come to the exhibition?
I think this exhibition will be an interesting chance for viewers to appreciate animated works on a different time scale than when you look at them in films. Oftentimes in films, images are quickly going by and you're tracking a story. But with this installation, the viewers can really appreciate the drawings, paintings, and stop motion on a large scale and at a slower pace, and really spend more time with the images. And I think that will be very exciting for them, and also to experience the transformative quality that our work can bring to the space.
Yeah. Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome.